A multi-dimensional campaign has been launched against Fano. Since yesterday, we have been seeing several players start this campaign against Fano groups and Fano's movement in the Amhara region. We have details for you, some clips for you as well. Secondly, Eritrea says there won't be war between Eritrea and Ethiopia. Who said that? Because a few weeks ago, Eritrean president said that Ethiopia was flexing military muscles, piling up weapons, and preparing to wage a war against Eritrea. Let's start with this story, then we'll have a detailed look at what is happening in the Amhara region. And the Birhan is Eritrean ambassador to the EU. He gave an interview yesterday. The Eritrean ambassador countered Ethiopian claims that Ethiopia and Eritrea were one country, a was accessible to Ethiopia because back then Eritrea was part of Ethiopia. So Ethiopia should regain access to Assab because in the past it used Massawa, Assab ports, etc. The Eritrean ambassador to the EU said that Eritrea was never part of Ethiopia. It was annexed. It was always an independent entity, independent region, but it was annexed. Secondly, and the Birhan said that he said that war won't happen between Eritrea and Ethiopia. If you are a few kilometers away from a port, it does not mean that you can own it. This argument is not convincing. It's not in accordance with international law. So this is what the Birhan said. But a few weeks ago, Eritrean president said that Ethiopia is beating the drums of war. I think Eritrea has played a card to avoid direct war. Now the war, if it happens, is going to be fought on Ethiopian soil. If Abiy wants to take war to Eritrean soil, he'll have to be open and direct. Now he'll have to invade Eritrea. Otherwise, Eritrea has done its work, its homework well. It has started from Wollo, Ethiopia. Back to the main topic, viewers. Since yesterday, we have been seeing a multi-dimensional campaign against Fano fighters, which committed a blunder in Meccalam, where they killed Muslim elders, imam of a mosque, and some other Muslims. 4 were killed by Fano in Meccalam. Confirmed now. Let me show you firstly a clip of the funeral ceremony of these Muslims. You can see in this clip that thousands of people attended the funeral ceremony. I mentioned that in last night's live chat. I could not show you the video. There is anger, there is resentment among Muslims. Muslims should not be underestimated. Watch a clip first showing the gathering when people gather to offer the funeral prayers of the 4 Muslims who were shot dead by Fano fighters in Meccalam. This video is from Meccalam. Watch this clip, then I'll show you another clip and I'll talk about the multi-dimensional campaign against Fano. Watch the clip. So you see how charged, how angry the Muslims in Mecca and Islam are. And the participants in this prayer were not just from Mecca and Islam, they came from different parts of the world. Firstly. Secondly, now I have received reports that the Ethiopian government wants to arm Muslims, especially in Mecca and Islam, in other parts of Wollo. The government wants to provide weapons to Muslims. Since Muslims are aggrieved, they are the victims, they are being contacted by the government that government forces cannot protect each and every Muslim. The Muslims should organize themselves on district level, on Wareda level. It's a very dangerous move by the Ethiopian government. Muslims should be careful because government wants to pit them against Fanos. If they receive weapons from the government and start confronting Fano, it will lead to civil war between Muslims and Fano. And in Fano too, there are lots of Muslims. That is why, while we condemn what happened in Mecca and Islam, it was a blunder committed by Fano. It shouldn't have happened. At the same time, Muslims should not allow themselves to be used by government. Otherwise, there could be more bloodshed between Fano fighters and Muslims, firstly. Secondly, PP-backed activists have launched a campaign. They always try to create splits in Fano. And they say that the operation in Mecca Salam, in which Muslims were killed, was conducted by Gujjum Fano. An audio call, phone call of Telahun Abeje has been leaked. Telahun Abeje is opposed to Zameen Kasi. He's Fano, but he's opposed to Zameen Kasi. I think he's from Amhara Fano People's Organization, and he is accusing Gujjam Fano. That Gujjam Fano fighters entered Mecca Salam and they committed a massacre of Muslims. Well, Gujjam Fano might be supporting Wollo Fano. Mecca Salam is not far away from Gujjam. But to say that Wollo Fano was not on board and Gujjam Fano deliberately attacked Muslims to create a wedge between Muslims and Fano, I don't agree with that. Basically, AFPO people spread propaganda against AFNF, against Gujjam Fano. That is why such conversations are being leaked to create divisions between Wollo Fano and Gujjam Fano. Both are part of Amhara Fano National Force. Take a listen to what is being said by Telahun Beje, AFPU Fano commander, in this leaked phone call. So, we must be clear that the incident in Mecca Salam is being used for propaganda purposes by Prosperity Party, by anti-AFNF Fano groups. Fano groups which are involved in this incident, they're not apologizing, they're not contacting Muslim religious elders. Instead, they are sharing videos in which Muslims of Valaga can be seen displaced. They say that where was Ethiopian Islamic Affairs Supreme Council when Muslims were slaughtered in Valaga? They were not there. The Islamic Affairs Council of Ethiopia basically protects the Prosperity Party. It has nothing to do with the suffering of the Muslims. And Fano, AFNF Fano group is releasing videos of Muslim Fano fighters who are saying that they stand with Fano. So Fano groups perhaps won't admit their blunder. They know they have committed a blunder. They need to control the situation. Government and AFPO are trying to use this incident against AFNF. Watch the alleged leaked call between Telahun Abaje and another Fano commander. Thanks for watching.
Lino. Alan ሰላም ነው
ምን ነበር ማታ ብልሽት አለ
እናንተው መስጊድ ውስጥ መጣዋቸው መስጊድ ውስጥ እግዚአብሔር
ይኛቸው
ጎጃሞች ናቸው
ለምን
እኔ እንጂ ቢያንስ የ65 47 ዓመት የሚሆን ሽማግሌ መስኪ ይዞ ነበር ጠበቃ መቶት ከዛ ውስጥ ላይ ገብተው እንደጭፍጥፍ
ብዙ ሰው
ሶስት ሰው ነው አራት ሰው
እንደውና ግን
ማርያም ታሪክ ተባያሽቶብኝ
አረጋ እንዴት ሆነ
እና አሁን ታይ መስጊድ አካባቢ ነበር ያለው ተቆሙት ያለ ለቅሶ ነው ያለው
ምን አይነት ነው አንተ
በጣም ተው እና ሲል ሊወልቁ አይደለም